Happy Monday, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about Africa. Before we do that, I just want to remind you that the end of the quarter is this Thursday, April 9th. So if you have any late work, that has to get into me by Thursday, the very latest. If you've already handed something in and you have not told me, you have not sent me an email, you need to send me an email and tell me to check, because if you don't send that email, I'm not checking. Teams does not tell you when something is submitted, and I am not spending all my time searching to see if you handed something in. So make sure that you're emailing me. Thank you to those who have been. I'm really good at getting back to you and letting you know that PowerSchool has been updated. So continue to look for that, but check over PowerSchool at the beginning of this week. You do not want to wait till the end of the week. That would not be good. I'm not going to be able to help you much at the end of the week. So if you have questions about the way something is in PowerSchool, reach out to me now. If you are missing an assignment that isn't on Teams, you need to contact me at the beginning of this week. Do not wait until Wednesday evening or Thursday morning and ask me to send you something. I'm not going to. It will be too late at that point. But if you get it to me either today or tomorrow, I can help you out there. So please check PowerSchool, get everything in by Thursday. Make sure you're emailing me when you've submitted something. All right, so now let's talk Africa. This is our last overall unit. We are going to be doing at least this week of geography, and then we'll get into the history after that point. So today is focused on geography. You're going to have an assignment that posts after this, and I'll show you. It is through assignments and OneNote. Please click into the assignments and do the actual activity on the assignments page of OneNote. Otherwise, there might be syncing issues, and I don't want that for anybody and to have to go through that way. So make sure you're reaching this through assignments. Okay, you'll see two maps that I'll walk you through in a moment. And then there's a vocabulary activity that is based on a reading that you'll have to do. But before we get to that, I wanted to talk a little bit about just a couple things that you should know about Africa. First off, Africa is a continent. It is not a country. There are many countries on the continent of Africa. That is the number one thing that I always see kids mess up. Africa is a continent, not a country. And you'll hear me say that quite frequently throughout this unit, especially if we get back to school. The other thing is just how large Africa is. And here I'm going to switch my screen. Something that you might not have realized is just how large Africa is as a continent. You can kind of see if you cut up China and the United States, there's Spain, France, Germany, Italy, Eastern Europe, Russia. All of that fits within Africa, which is kind of crazy, and that's the UK for Madagascar over there. So it is huge. This is a large amount of land because of the maps that we quite frequently use. They have a European tilt to them because guess what? The maps are created by Europeans. You can't accurately project the size of countries and continents with maps. Because think of it, you're creating something that's a sphere and you're cutting it up and trying to flatten it out. Things get distorted. And one of the things that we frequently find is that Africa gets made looking smaller than it actually is. So I wanted to show you this map just so that you could see just how large it is, that you can fit all of these countries within there. All right, so next step, I'm going to walk you through what you're going to have to do. So when you click on assignments and you click on the OneNote connector, you will notice this page that appears, okay? There are, at first, the things that you're going to have to label. You are only labeling these items. So for landforms, it's the Sahara Desert, the Kalahari Desert, the Chad Basin, the Great Rift Valley, the Cape of Good Hope. Waterways, you have Mediterranean Sea, the Red Sea, the Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Nile River, Niger River, Congo River, Zambezi River, Lake Victoria, Lake Chad. For circles of latitude, which those are those three lines that you'll see on the map, which I'll show you in a second, the Tropic of Cancer, the Equator, the Tropic of Capricorn. And then your political map, you are only searching for these countries: Nigeria, South Africa, Sudan, South Sudan, Rwanda, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Okay, so do not look for things that are not on this list. You will get no additional credit for them. Then if you continue scrolling down, this is your physical map, okay? Those are where you're going to find your landforms, waterways, and the circles of latitude. So hopefully everybody can kind of tell where the equator would be. You do have another line up here and another line down here. Those are your lines of latitude that you'd have to label, okay? Everything else is on here. The reason I did this in OneNote, although I don't like how it always syncs, is so that you can draw directly on your PLDs. Otherwise, you can certainly type, but whatever works for you, okay? And then the political map, those are where your countries are going, okay? You don't have to try and draw them in. That would be awful, all right? So your political map would be here, and you can go through that. And again, you are not filling out every single country. I sometimes get students who tell me that in the year before in 8th grade, or not 8th grade, excuse me, in 7th grade, they had to fill out the entire map of Africa. You do not have to do that. You are only searching for those countries that are on the list above, okay? That'll probably take you about 15, 20 minutes. You can use the internet. If you Google search maps of Africa, all of those items on there will appear, okay? And again, this should take you 15, maybe 20 minutes if you're going really slow. So that shouldn't take you too long. The second thing is the vocabulary, okay? These are your vocabulary words. There's about 10 of them, okay? You have Great Rift Valley, escarpment, cataracts, delta, estuary, savanna, harmattan, Sahel, desertification, and malaria, okay? This goes along with the reading. Let's see if I can get that up because it's not in assignments quite yet. So this is, I know it's partially cut off on your screen, the title. This is what the reading looks like. Some of them are underlined, which does help a little bit. You should skim through this though, because we're not, especially with the way this is set up, I don't have a lot of time with you to kind of explain these things as far as geography is concerned. So if you really read through this, you should have a pretty good idea of what the geography of Africa looks like. One of them that I know students always tell me I couldn't find it. I read the whole thing and I couldn't see it. Cataracts is not underlined here, but when it's talking about cataracts, that would be here. And you have to be careful because if you Google search a definition for cataracts, it's going to tell you something with your eyes. That's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for a geographical feature. So cataracts is right after escarpments, continue reading, and you should be able to get the definition. Every single one of these vocabulary terms appears in this reading and basically in order. So don't think that it isn't there. Now going back to what the assignments will be, you have to create a definition, which you're going to pull directly from the reading. The second thing is the geographic impact. So how does this impact people living there? Okay, what does this do? How does it affect the people who are living in that region? So the first column is definition, a basic definition. What is this? The second one is how does it affect people living in the area? Okay, and that should take you another 20 minutes. So it's really, if you're not distracted, if you're not like checking your phone every few minutes or going on the internet besides this, it should take you roughly 40 minutes to complete, okay? If you guys have any questions, you can certainly pop back onto this post and type them there or my email. If it is a more general question, I do encourage you to post it actually on Teams because quite frequently people have the same questions as you do. And it just makes it a little bit easier that I can answer it once and everybody can see. All right, so good luck. Enjoy your African geography. Bye.